Good morning, everybody. Cheryl Echevarria of Echevarria Travel. Today is October 24th, 2020, and welcome to our video daily blog with Cheryl Echevarria. Uh, this is going up on echevarriatravel.com blog. If you go onto our website, there's a dedicated tab for our blogs. It's also there's also a separate page just for Talk Travel with Cheryl videos. Um, just to give for somebody who is the first time listening to me or watching me, first of all, welcome. Um, just to let you know, Echevarria Travel is Cheryl Echevarria. It's all about, I'm going to be a little selfish myself, and the type of clients that we have been servicing all over the U.S. and not just New York and Florida. So please remember that we service all U.S. citizens. And if you're not a citizen of the United States, we do accept, as long as you have a working visa and can prove that you're here legally, we can help you. Also, remember, we are full service. We just don't do airline tickets. If you're going looking to get for airfare, we could suggest some airlines to you. We could recommend getting the best value on airlines. Maybe if you're going international, I recommend that country airline versus uh, the local United States Airlines, because a lot of times they're better. Not knocking U.S. airlines like United and American and Delta, but when you use, example, Qatar that goes to Africa, or Aer Lingus that go the official airlines of Ireland, or Virgin Virgin Airlines for and British Airways, and not only are you getting a lot of times a better value, but you're getting better direct flights and you're getting a better experience too. So you could start your vacation with an authentic staff of that country, food of that country, maybe have more leg room than we have here. So that's some of the things Echevarria Travel will do. We will not ticket your airfare, but we can help you. We'll recommend if you have rewards points, use them. Um, or if you have special needs, go directly to the airlines because we have to charge you a ticketing fee. Travel agents do not make money on tickets in over 20 years, and travel agents are out there. We're not brick and mortar anymore. We're home based, so we're not dead. In fact, we're more important now, especially with what's gone on with COVID and the pandemic and getting your money back and rescheduling for you and letting you know the value of your dollar. We're more than travel agents nowadays. We're event planners. We hold your hand. We're your go-to person to vent if you have to, or to talk about special things that you want to have done in your trip. We do all that. We do the accounting for you. We do everything that we try within our power to do. We just ask that you protect yourself and the destinations that you're visiting. We make sure that we respect the destination, the places we're visiting, and the people there as well. Because let's remember, hospitality tourism is $1 trillion business, not billion, $1 trillion. And as have we seen across the world, that it's affecting not only our cruise ports, which, if a cruise line comes in, it's not oh my God, the cruise lines are internet. No, they're affecting local businesses, people that have jobs in the ports and stuff. So the people that work in the ports, with the cruise line industry, they are U.S. citizens that rely on their jobs to serve their families. Our hotels have, they're slowed down, all that. But let's remember, people are traveling, places are opening. As long as we travel safely, wear masks, wash our hands, and follow the rules, we can live a safer life, and we can travel almost anywhere in the world that is open. So I am trying to do a daily blog of at least 5 to 10 minutes. But since might be new to some people, Saturday, I may do a little longer. Echevarria Travel has been in business since 2008. As I mentioned, I started the business out of necessity. This past week, the 18th to the 24th, was Invisible Disabilities Week. Since the age of 12, I suffered from type 1 diabetes. And if you're not aware, type 1 diabetes is actually caused by a virus. Various viruses. I had mono as a kid and multiple times, and it affected my pancreas, and I it wound up killing my pancreas and became known to have type 1 diabetes since the age of 12. Our country is high in type 2 because our kids don't eat correctly. We're the country with the most processed foods, the most carbs eaten, and high sugar cereals and sodas and all that. I'm not saying that I don't drink a soda here and there, but and I'm not preaching to anybody, trying not to, but that's the truth. Type 2 is caused by the way we eat and our lifestyle. Type 1 is caused by a virus, or you can even be sick from other things that can actually ruin your pancreas. So at 12, I became diabetic. At the age of 35, I had diabetic retinopathy and cataracts, which took 75% of my vision. I can still see out of the right eye, but I have a bad cataract that hopefully the doctors will be taking care of here in November. Praying that I can see better. And that's another reason why I'm going to blogging, since typing is hard for me to see and correct things that are being written. So it's a lot easier for me to blog than to type, and hopefully people out there will emphasize and understand, because 1 in 5 people have an invisible disability, whether it's diabetes, which is heart disease, which is if you're deaf, legally blind, PTSD, kidney failure, which brings me also that at the age of 35, also in 2002, besides losing my vision, I also became chronic kidney disease patient. I had to go on dialysis. I was on hemodialysis for 3 years. In 2005, I had a life-saving kidney transplant. Doesn't mean that's because you have a transplant that you don't have kidney disease anymore. You still have to watch it, but you're not on dialysis. And thank God, a friend of mine gave me a kidney where I was more healthier and able to live my life more independently than being on a dialysis machine. Unfortunately, in November of 2019, after 15 years, my kidneys gave up on me, and I had to go back on hemo, and now I'm on peritoneal dialysis, and I'll talk about that on another show, because it's a lot more easier to travel on PD dialysis than it is on hemodialysis, whether it's an insurance issue or finding a place to do dialysis. And people ask me about dialysis at sea. And I've been through the ringer using wheelchairs and scooters. I still have a scooter because when you have kidney disease, you suffer from anemia. And there are days where I'm perfectly fine, and then there's days where I'm exhausted that I need a wheelchair or scooter to get around. Not embarrassed to do that, and helps educate others. I also had in January of 2020 a quadruple cardiac bypass. So I got a brand new heart, but I have to watch it. And again, cholesterol. Many of you out there have the same issues. Many of your kids have the same issues, and I'm here to discuss that with you. I do have a number of groups on Facebook. I'm very into social media. I'm still also going out to local events. I try to be careful because as we all say, we all have underlying health issues. I wear a mask, I wash my face, and stay 6 feet away. And, being in the house is very depressing. And, one of the reasons I went into the travel industry is that, as a little bit of a story, I've loved travel. ever since I was a child. The first trip I ever took with my family, which included my grandfather, God rest his soul, and my dad. They're both gone. But 1976, yes, you could say that I'm a little older. 1976, my dad took me and my sister and my mom, the four of us. We went to West Palm Beach, Florida from Westbury, New York, took a vacation. My grandmother had just passed away a year before. Felt like, after her illness, we needed something to bring life back into our family. My grandfather had moved to West Palm Beach to be near his sisters, my great aunt, so we went to visit him in Century Village, West Palm Beach. If you're down there, West Palm Beach High, you may remember Sam Sherman and Faye Sherman. It's been a number of years since they're both gone, but you might know them. Uh, we Not only did we do West Palm Beach, but we drove up to Orlando, which is about 90 minutes from West Palm Beach area. We went to Walt Disney World, and back then, it was just the Magic Kingdom. Not Epcot, not Animal Kingdom, not Hollywood Studios. That's the Magic Kingdom. And if you're familiar with our International Drive here in Osceola Parkway, there was basically nothing here in 76. There's some dirt roads, Stars Hall of Fame, Wax Museum. It's similar to Madame Tussauds, but it was really interesting. I have a family album of that going through that. That was a very nice thing. We went to Cypress Gardens, which is no longer around. It is part of Legoland, but it's not a park anymore. We went to Busch Gardens in Tampa. But my biggest memory is going to Magic Kingdom with my dad. I rode all the rides with my father. I was a big daddy's girl. And I remember us going to the Crystal Palace, where it's still there in the Magic Kingdom. It's great. It's a buffet restaurant, but buffets are changing in places we go now. But had a great Winnie the Pooh breakfast where the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and Tigger came out and had pictures with them. Pictures with my grandfather always had us laughing and making faces and pictures. I have having a big taking a big bite of pancakes in his mouth wide open and stuff. And one of the other memories I have is the three of us, my mother, my grandfather, and me, went in the Dumbo ride. I couldn't wait to go on the Dumbo ride. It's still one of my favorite rides. I know, very kitschy, very. I mean, even It's a Small World and Haunted Mansion. I'm not Space Mountain person or Splash Mountain. I like watching people scream their head off, but I am not a I'm not a thrill ride person, but I like the old fashioned rides and the carousels, and that's think it's fun. But I remember the three of us, and at that time I'm not the 53-year-old heavy lady that I am now. I'm not gonna say big, and not gonna say let's just say heavy. I'm heavy. But the three of us got into Dumbo and we couldn't get out. So it was a funny memory. I also remember going to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine ride with my dad. He was so excited because he used to love all that. And riding the Peter Pan ride and watching my dad and grandfather turn into little kids. And that's why I encourage adults. Yes, Disney is for everybody, but you know what? We need a little bit of kid in our life. And Nelson and I, every time we go up to Magic Kingdom, we act like little kids. We hold hands and we kiss, even though we're romantic all the time. We skip along. We like to play around with the little kids. We like to get balloons and cotton candy and yes, oh, I just said I was diabetic, but you know what? You gotta live life once and enjoy life. And we do spend, Floridians, we do spend a couple of days up there because spending 1 or 2 days, going back and forth, driving back and forth, you do have the benefits of the theme parks and the rides and just taking your time. You don't even have to go on the rides. You can see the beauty there and the golf courses and go window shopping and be romantic with your significant other, whether it's male, female, or Right. You know, one of the biggest things we love now is just going and driving up to Hollywood Studios and riding the new gondola rides, the Skyline, over to Epcot. We may not go into the park, but we love doing that. So it's those, or we'll park at the main entrance of Walt Disney World and take the paddle boat over, or just in Magic Kingdom do the steamboat around Tom Sawyer's Island. I mean, it's fun. It really is fun and enjoyable, and uh, we enjoy doing that. So, getting back to why Echevarria Travel, that's one of the reasons. The other reason I'm into travel is that I had an awesome fifth and sixth grade teacher, Mr. Ligori. If you're out there listening, I know you follow me on Facebook. I can't say enough teachers out there. Please, we forget about our geography. I know some travel agents that, well, people don't know where things are. Uh, yes, I love the United States, and we focus a lot on trips around the United States. People don't even remember where, what's in Montana, what's in Wyoming, what's in Utah. Oh, the Grand Canyon. Oh, it's just in, Utah. No, the Grand Canyon covers 6 states and has the Colorado River in it, and we have Olympia National Park in Washington State, and we have, you know, Crazy Horse National Park and stuff. So there's so many things here in the U.S. We all forget what's here, enjoy our national parks and destinations. And when things get better, we are planning trips around the U.S. So remember to keep listening and following. Uh, so he educated our class at least once or twice a week. We made sure where our continents were, were in cities, where certain countries were, went up on a tactile map, and where's Burma, where's Thailand, where's Vietnam, I made sure we knew where things were, and it made it fun and enjoyable. So if you're a teacher, you still have those tactile maps out there, and those that are doing classrooms, in-class classrooms versus virtual, get them. You can also get it if you're at home. You can teach your kids about it as well. And there's some really great TV productions out there, especially if you're on Disney Plus or another channels that have National Geographic. They have the America's National Parks. They have National Geographic to explore Greece or Sri Lanka or India or Vietnam. So you get a taste of these destinations. Other things that struck me to travel is I'm a big Broadway show person. I grew up on The King and I, and always wanted to go to Burma, know about The King and Anna. I've been a big British person, PBS, grew up on PBS with Sesame Street and Miss Rogers, but also upstairs, downstairs, Downton Abbey, the British monarchy series and stuff. I just love watching all that. Movies about Spain. Uh, I love Man of La Mancha, which is about Don Quixote. I love books by Ernest Hemingway. I grew up with all that. So a lot of this has sparked my travel. And my ex-husband is from Egypt. One of the destinations, unfortunately, I didn't get to visit. My daughter has been to Cairo and Alexandria and has been to the Sphinx and, many other places there. But one of our places we want to go to is the beginning of time. I call them trips. Greece, Egypt, Israel, Palestine, Jordan. We would definitely want to take it there. And I have a fascination with Asian countries because my dad was in Vietnam during 1966 and 67. He said it's a beautiful country. He didn't know why we were there. People there that took care of Americans, and everybody hated Americans in Vietnam. It's still a gorgeous country. People go there to visit. Very, very big in tourism from the United States. But he also went to Japan and furlough, and I have pictures of my dad in a kimono, and he brought dolls back, the Japanese geisha dolls for my grandmother, and the tea houses, and Mount Fuji, and the Japanese cherry blossom festivals, and the food. And I just think Japan is very romantic. So the thing that I'm trying to say is, people, life is too short. We should need to get out there and travel. Yes, COVID has stopped traveling or put fears in travel to people. And I think fear is fear. We have to get over our fears. And as I said in the beginning, if we wear a mask, wash our hands, make sure we go to the doctor if we're not feeling well prior to traveling. Many countries now not only require COVID tests and masks, but they're also requesting that we get travel insurance, because when we travel, the cruise lines, the all-inclusive resorts, the tour companies, the bus companies, the excursion companies, they're not responsible for our health. Yes, in some ways they are, but we're responsible for our own health and to take responsibility and protect our travel while we're away. Also, I do talk travel with Cheryl, which comes out on Fridays, where I interview travel related people, whether it's cruise, tourism boards, land destinations, excursions, whatever have you, as well as I'm part of Business Network International, which is the largest referral networking group in the world. And I bring out my members of my chapter to discuss different things that affect us and can help protect you or service you with great these companies I trust, these people I trust, and we have attorneys, especially one that does will, trust, and probate to protect ourselves when we're traveling. God forbid something happens. Who who do we contact? Who has a right to know what's going on with us? So when booking your travel, there's certain things that we ask for, like who's your emergency contact person. So if that person is your daughter, but your son has all the power of attorney, God forbid that anything happens, then you should be recommending that person. And if you're somebody with a disability and you say, my mom has, so you put your mom down. Or if your mom is traveling with you, or a spouse or a friend, you need to know who's the emergency contact person. And like I said, I have been, as a travel agent, we do small group travel, and I'm coming to the end of my video blog. Like I said, this is longer today than I would normally do because we have new followers here, and we like to let you know what we do and what we don't do. We do a lot of hosted, escorted group travel. We love doing that. We love meeting new friends and family and getting people out traveling with like-minded people. Like I said, whether you have a special need or you don't, we love everybody and want those that can afford to travel and want to travel can. We plan out at least a year and a half, year minimum. We plan out so that way, even those like myself and Nelson, people think, oh, we travel for free. No, we don't. We have to save up and travel just like everybody else. So we plan it out a year in advance. Only thing you need to make sure that you have down is your deposit. We let you know when your final due date is. We'll set up payment plans for you. We'll break it down for you to let you know what it's going to cost you. We won't nickel and dime you. We'll recommend if something doesn't include dinner, or it doesn't include tipping, or it doesn't include whatever it doesn't include, we advise and let you know what additional things you may need to think of. And you have a year to save up for that. And we give you ideas on how to save up, whether it's at Christmas Club, payment plans, finance, uh, what's it called now? Financing your trip. We have some companies that you can finance, especially if you don't have credit cards or your credit is low and you want to go on the trip and you want to make payments, but you would prefer to pay it off at once. And then maybe you have, instead of $100 a month, you have $300 a month to make towards the payments, and that'll bring that down. Or maybe you just feel comfortable saying, hey, I only have a debit card, but I want to go. You know, this is something you can pay with and then pay with your debit card to pay off that finance. So there's many things that we offer. I know I'm getting into different things here, but I'll break them down in daily vlogs. Uh, I was talking about small group travel. We do cruising. We do customized trips for you. We have a website. Please take a look at it, echevarriatravel.com. All comments and descriptions of things will be on the YouTube, which this is going to, and post it all over social media. So all contacts, how to spell it correctly, how to get in touch with what we have. Please check out our website. I work on it every day. We need to hear, we love likes and loves, but we really would like for all of you to participate and comment, especially here on the blog. We do have a couple of Facebook pages. We have Echevarria Travelers. These are people who are travelers that itching to travel in 2021. To help plan travel, to help, because if I plan something, you may not want to go. We want to hear from you and where you want to go, and the majority of that, we'll plan more than one trip. I mean, God knows we would love to get at least one trip a month going, because the people like romance for couples, people want to go on bucket list trips, some people want to go to a national park, some people want to go on a river cruise. So, and remember to bring your friends and family to these groups. So one is called Echevarria Travelers. And again, this is going to be in the blog. And the other one is for special needs and disabled adult travelers. Please make sure you read the descriptions of the blogs. Yes, we do customize trips for friends and family and those that when a couple honeymoon, or we offer destination wedding planning. All that will be offered in different video blog posts. We do families of all ages. We do generational family, multi-generational families. But for our groups that are hosted by myself and Nelson, they're dedicated just for adults, 21 years and older. U.S. citizens, or like I said, if you have a visa and you can here to be in the U.S., we will be asking for that. All English, please. If you think Echevarria is Spanish, yes, my husband is Spanish. I am not. I'm a Jewish girl from the Bronx that moved to Long Island as a child and married a Puerto Rican as my second husband and the best friend of my life. But I do not speak Spanish. So please keep it English. If you need to, please use translation apps. We are not racist. We are not discriminative. Like I said, I'm married to a Puerto Rican. I was married to an Egyptian. I've had all three religions in my family. I tell you this because people may think that I'm trying to not service certain demographics, which I service all demographics. As long as you respect me and willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you. So we have Italians, we got Black, we got white, we got Puerto Rican, we got somebody from Bulgaria, got Italian, Jewish. I mean, my family's from Romania and the Ukraine. So we have everybody. We got mutts in my family. So that's a little bit about me. We love to hear from you. Keep it clean. You can post it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or here on our video blog comment area. Lots of love. We'll see you on Monday. Sunday's my day off, and I will be bringing you updates on the cruise line industry. Let's talk with the cruise lines because people are itching. Tuesday, I will be announcing our trip to the Grand Canyon National Parks. We want to hear your feedback. We're not going to plan it if we don't have feedback on it. Wednesday, Q&A. I'll be going live on Facebook on Q&A Wednesdays about 10 o'clock in the morning. You can visit us on Facebook live on Echevarria Travel. Facebook page. Thursday, we'll figure it out. Maybe the all-inclusive resorts or where else in the world we're thinking of going. And Friday is Talk Travel with Cheryl. That's when I post Talk Travel with Cheryl on YouTube and podcasts. If you missed it this past Friday, I had Mr. Bob Jackson on. He is a former employee of Walt Disney World. He just recently got laid off from Walt Disney World. He performed at the Port Orleans Riverside Rooster Lounge, and he did the Yeehaw Bob show. Hopefully, one day Disney will correct themselves and bring him back because he is one of the longest employees of Walt Disney World. He's got the Disney Legacy Award back in 2013. He does perform here in the Orlando area. So if any of our nonprofits or somebody looking for an entertainer, he does boogie woogie piano playing with various jazz and Disney songs to get your feet tapping and up running around and laughing so hard that by the end of the night your cheeks are gonna hurt. So think of my friend Bob when you're looking to do something on Sunday nights. His Facebook page is live. I'll put again information about Bob Jackson, a link to that blog post, Talk Travel with Cheryl, right below this from this past Friday. So you can see that. And I was trying to interview him, but only thing he wanted to do was sing and dance because, you know, after losing your job for so many years, you're depressed and stuff. So we decided to sing and dance and listen to me sing really badly while Bob is entertaining us for about a half an hour. And then also Fridays, last thing here, I do a cocktail and appetizer post. If you have been, wherever you've traveled to and you have a really great, whether it's non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverage cocktail, send it to me during the week and we will post it, as well as your favorite appetizer. You've had a bar or something like that. I'll look up the directions, and we do have live webinars with our vendors, and I will be having some cook and learn events too from videos that and events from our vendors. So keep following the blog, keep following the social media. I'm sorry, my allergies are killing me, but keep following us, and we love you again. Echevarria Travel, Cheryl Echevarria sounding off. I'm available via telephone, Facebook Messenger, Skype. Skype now has similar to Zoom, so if you want to do a conference call, we also have Zoom to do. We prefer to see you if we can than on the phone because we all like to keep in touch with our clients and see them and talk to them and get a feeling for them. If you're legally blind and you don't have or want to use video, that's fine as well. But it's a lot easier to talk via the the conference calls now than or get on the phone with me and we'll chat as well. So enough. Have a great weekend. Cheryl Echevarria of Echevarria Travel.